Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Why Not podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the permanent change of station, otherwise known as PCS. I am one of your new hosts, Senior Airman Davies, and let's go around the table and introduce the rest of our guests here, starting with you.
Just name. Hi, I'm Sierra Ramsher. I work at the NPF Career Development section as the NPF.
Hi, my name is Sergeant Smith. I also work at the MPF and I'm the NCOC of relocations.
I'm Sergeant Archie. I work TMO in COSC of personal property.
All right, sweet. So today we're talking about PCS, and that's one of the most common experiences in an airman's career. Everyone's going to PCS at some point, whether that be from tech school to your first base or throughout your career, you keep going forward. Whether you're getting ready for your first move, you're heading to a new assignment, or you're looking back on your years of relocating, we know every PCS comes with its own unique set of challenges and maybe some unforgettable stories. So, in this episode, we're going to share some lessons learned, some advice, some wisdom, and maybe a couple of personal experiences if you have any. So, let's start off with is this your first base?
Sir.
Okay. So, what was that process like for you from going from tech school to here?
Coming here, of course, like as a brand new airman, you have that kind of anxiety because, you just made a huge commitment, something bigger than yourself, right? So, that transition is always going to be like kind of nerve-wracking. But for me personally, it I think it was fine in my personal experience. I don't
Gotcha.
really have too much to input on that.
I think they try to usually make it easy for your first like duty station, like your first assignment. They kind of they'll
Just
hold your
walk you
hand a little
through.
bit more. Um, and then for Sergeant Archie, is this your first base?
No, sir, this is my third
Third?
third
Where were
base.
you at before?
Before here was Ramstein, and then before that was Kunsan, Korea.
Oh, what?
Yeah, yeah. I've been getting lucky so far.
Those are some good bases. I've heard a lot of good about Ramstein.
It's amazing.
Um, and then, ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on your name,
It's okay, Sergeant Smith.
Sergeant Smith. Ah, man.
It's okay. This is actually my second base.
Second base. Where were you at before?
Before I was at McDill Air Force Base.
Okay, I've heard some good about McDill. Yeah.
It's pretty good. Good area.
What are some of your experiences with PCSing?
So I did a TMO move. So instead of a ditty, there's different types. So I had, they came out and picked up our stuff. It was a little stressful, just finding out like, oh, moving. I don't have any kids, but I have a dog, a pet. So
That's pretty much your child right there.
yes. So it wasn't too difficult with traveling in, but I know it can be with, especially if you have kids. It can be a little stressful with that travel, depending if you're gonna, book through airline or if you're gonna be traveling by car. So I can understand. I have had some like points where it could be stressful. Just having to plan out your whole entire when am I gonna stop and take my country mission.
Yeah. And then Sergeant Archie, PCSing from overseas, that can be a hassle, I'm
Oh
sure.
yes, absolutely. I'm the complete opposite. I have 3 kids with a wife. Right, so anybody with families, you got to plan. Right, that's probably one of the biggest things you can do while you're in that PCS season. Know if you're taking leave. Right, where are you going for leave? How are you going to get from point A to point B? And TMO, our office is here every step of the way to try to you know, coordinate that and advise you through it. But it's always stressful. I'm TMO, so people think I got the inside scoop. I don't. I still get stressed. I still get the butterflies and the nerves and a million questions myself on how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? Um, but yeah, no, it is challenging.
If you could, I mean, this is my first base. I haven't. The only PCS I've done is to get here, and that was a pretty simple process. Just drove up from tech school. Um, I have my dad is active duty Navy. Retires next year, so I grew up around the military with all the PCS. But I was a dependent, so that wasn't really my job. It was more of go clean everything,
Yeah.
make sure everything's packed up. But I want to get some insight, especially because you're TMO. What is some of that process like?
So The TMO process is it's fairly simple. First thing you got to do is have orders. All right, you get your orders. You come into our office. Even if you don't know what type of move you want to do yet, we could still counsel you and advise you on your options. So we have three main ones, right? Or four main ones. We have non-temporary storage if you're going on a short tour, like Korea, where you can't bring your furniture or your family or anything like that.
Or car.
Yeah, or a car. We have the household goods, which everybody knows. Yeah, we have an unaccompanied baggage, which is mainly for overseas. It gets there fairly quicker than your household goods. And then we have a PPM, personally procured move, formerly known as the Diddy, the do-it-yourself move.
Yep.
So a lot of people get confused with the PPM. So with the PPM, you can actually hire out people to come and pick up your move if you don't want the government to do it. There are risks to that because you are liable, right? The government's going to reimburse you the money that the government would have paid to move your assets, and they're going to give you that money to either pay back for the U-Haul or the pack material that you use, or to pay that company that you decide to go with.
Gotcha. So, kind of losing my train of thought. I had a question just lined up there, and it's completely gone now. That's kind of just what happens. Completely blanking. Wow. Um, what was your mindset being given orders to Minot? 'Cause especially you were overseas from Korea to the center of North America. That's a massive move. Um, what are some of the stressors that you encountered with that?
Um, Mainly for me, it was just the base. Immediately you hear the stigma. It's like, oh, why not? It's cold, and it's not the best. But honestly, I'll be here a year next month in July, and I gotta say, it's not bad at all. Me and my wife, we've done a lot of progress here so far, which, it's not terrible. And we went through our first winter. We survived the first winter.
Oh, this last one was mild.
Everyone says that.
That's what scares me because I got through and I was like, okay, that wasn't bad. We could do this. And
The snow, a little bit of below zero. I got here in September of 24. That winter was awesome. It pretty much as soon as it hit December, we got, I think it was like 7 inches of snow, something like that. And I was in my dorm room just watching it all come down, and it was so nice. I hadn't seen snow in about, I think, over a decade actually, because I was my dad was stationed overseas, the tropical climate, and we were not getting snow. So it was just novel experience for me. Yeah, I don't know. Winters are great here. I don't know.
They are extreme.
It's the wind that gets me.
Yes.
Because like below 10
This
or
guy
below
knows.
20, it was like
He's from Minnesota. Oh, don't you know it's the wind that gets you?
It's the worst part. It's literally the worst part, in my
It'd
opinion.
be because 0 and -30 feel not too different.
Yeah.
The wind is what really like eats through your skin and just settles in your bones. It's it's a challenge, I'd say.
Yes. Snow is not the problem. It's the wind.
No,
Make me nervous for next year.
no,
Everybody
I
says
doubt
that this is a mild one.
it's gonna be good. Do you have were you issued winter gear, everything
I
like that?
was.
Yeah, you got it. That'll protect you.
Mm.
Just make sure to start if you go on leave, have someone start your car for you every once in a while, because if it gets below 0, batteries tend to drain. Your gas tank can freeze if you have it like super low. It's not good.
Jeez.
What happened
But
to me last year?
we've got a winter safety and like tips podcast out as well. So give it a listen. Shameless plug. Coming from McDill, what was I mean that's we're still in the US, but how was that move for you?
So I've been there for a little almost 6 years. so I've kind of already acclimated to that weather there. So then coming here, I'm from Ohio, so I know what cold can be, but this was a whole different type of cold that I.
Whole different beast.
Oh yes. So it was probably what maybe 50 degrees, and I was in already a fleece because I was cold, not used to the temperature.
Yep.
People are looking at me sideways like, what is she wearing? Why is she wearing the fleece at that type of weather or the degrees? So it just took a minute to get used to. I think they say first winter, as long as you can get through the first winter, you'll be fine. So it was challenging because I was like, oh, I miss Florida. But
Aw.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So
How was your first winter? How long you been
So
here? 2 years?
yes, two going on a half. So I'm from Michigan, Detroit,
Ah,
so
yeah, you're fine.
I'm used to the cold. Like I said, the cold is not the problem, it's the wind. And in Michigan, our wind is not like that extreme. But here, I've never been in an environment where it reaches like -50, -60. So that was a lot for me, but obviously I got through it. We got through it. It was fine. But yeah, I'm the winters aren't that bad. That might be a controversial take, but I'm just used to it, so
Yeah.
it's not new to me.
Moral of the story: Minot's misunderstood. Not as bad as people say.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff you hear about, like, oh, Minot, Pshaw,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's the people that have never been here.
It's not as bad as people pointed out to be.
No.
Like when I was coming from tech school, when I found out, and it was on my birthday too. I always tell people this. I found out that I was coming here, and I was just crying, like bawling. But then I come here, the first year, of course, it was rocky because you're adjusting.
Mhm.
You're away from family, you're away from your home, so of course it's hard. But right here in this moment, I can say like this space. I think it's good, for lack of better words. It's not as bad as people make it out to be.
There's things to do. There's good people.
Mhm.
It's very close knit, and
Yes.
the mission.
The community here really tries to like boost that morale and make sure people aren't just staying in the house doing nothing, making it worse on themselves. But I think they do really try to get
That's
you
one
out
thing
there.
I will say. Yeah, the amount of advertising that
Hmm.
this base pushes out. So in the summer times, you can go out and even in the winter times, where it's like, hey, come out and do this, come out and do that. That's
Yeah.
one thing that I would say that impressed me about this base.
They're good at
mhm.
doing that,
Mm.
like hosting events and stuff.
So this is, I guess, more geared towards you two having been to other bases, but what is it like PCSing and leaving that mission that you've come to like be comfortable with?
Mhm.
Like I don't know McDill's mission. Is it what command is it?
Matt, oh, sorry, AMC.
Okay, air mobility. Okay,
Mhm.
and then I think Ramstein is also mobility,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah. What's it like going from one like major command and then completely shifting because now you're global strike. It's
Right.
air power, deterrence, lethality, readiness.
Mhm.
What is that adjustment like?
I would say it is a bit challenging because being at Ramstein and TMO, we have a lot of heavies there, so our job was mainly um, loading up cargo, getting the heavies out. We're the global gateway to the rest of Africa, the rest of Europe countries. So and then coming here to where we're the 2/3 of the triad. That's a big switch. Yeah, you're no longer like loading up the heavies and
Mm,
trying to get this point to point A to point B or anything like that. It's more of like you said, readiness, NTIs, passenger, the inspections, making sure that everything is squared away. So it is kind of a switch.
mm,
Tempo wise, it's for me, it's gone down a lot because USAFE is a big hub.
yeah.
Um, but uh, I'm not gonna say it's more important, but it's how do I say it? It's just different.
I mean, you're helping as TMO. You're helping the people that are um, the missileers,
Mm,
the missile maintenance, the B-52 maintainers, air crew. Um, you're helping them get situated here,
Yeah.
so they can go forth and execute that mission. How does that like how do you feel about that? Like how does that I don't know how to phrase it. Like I guess knowing that you are integral to keeping this mission going, bringing new people in and helping other people move out to further their career. How does that make you feel?
I love it. I love it. It's it's like just a part of logistics, trying to put that puzzle together. Uh, networking, meeting new people. Um, you know, um, but yeah, no, I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot.
So, what is some advice that you wish someone had given you before you PCS'd that would help the process, make everything easier?
I've never PCS.
I mean, you made it here. You made it here. Is there like any snag that you hit? Whether it be like, how do I take rap, or can I take leave and route? The financial stuff, the reimbursement. Is there anything that you wish you had known beforehand that would have made the process easier?
Transition wise, that's a good one. I need a minute to think
No,
on
go for it.
that
Yeah.
one.
I'm trying to think of something, but it's not.
I need to cut this.
I'll throw myself out there. I wish I knew just more about the process. So when I was in tech school, I got my orders to Minot, and I didn't know exactly what I was supposed to be doing. I had the our detachment CSS. Um, he gave a brief to everyone that just got their orders, and here's the process that you need to go through. Go to medical. You have to go to TMO. Are you doing the move yourself? That kind of thing. And I wish this is kind of on me. I wish I'd talked to him more in depth after that, and also gotten some information on who else I should talk to, because I was going into this into my PCS completely just like in one ear out the other. I did not know what was going on. I just kind of did what I was told, but I wish I'd um, paid a little bit more attention and asked a couple more questions, because a PCS can be extremely stressful and challenging if you don't know what you're doing. Um, and found that out a little bit of the hard way. Got my 5 travel days. And I was like, well, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yes,
And then once I got here, everything was sorted out.
Yeah.
that's a lot more complicated. Cause for me, like, I was 17, so I didn't have a license. I didn't have my car, so I didn't drive from anywhere.
Mm,
But the Air Force kind of took care of everything, so I don't really have any complaints or advice that I wish someone give me had given me. I think that my transition, like speaking for me personally, I think it went pretty smoothly. Like I had a good sponsor as well, so I knew where I had to go. He picked me up, drove me to work, so that was my experience. But
I know on the TMO side, we kind of have something in place to sort of combat that. So like if it's your first PCS, if you're
mm,
retiring or if you're separating, we make it mandatory for you to come into our office so we can have that face to face sit down and discuss. What are your entitlements? Uh, where are you going to be? Are you taking leave? Where are you taking leave? Where is your next duty location? Things of that nature, so that we can get um, that plan. Because I mean, again, the biggest thing about the PCS is just you have to have a plan,
yeah.
right? You got to know where you want to take leave. You got to know where your leave location is. Are you shipping your POV? Are you storing it? Are you authorized to? Those are some of the things that we discuss. Um, when we have those, first time movers and
Hmm.
they come in bright eyed with their orders and like, I don't know what I'm doing. And so, we'll sit them down and we'll go over it. So yeah, that kind of eases it. But from tech school coming to here, it's kind of, they show up with, I got weight tickets and I don't
Yeah.
have anything else. What do I do with these? So we have to kind of play catch up on that.
I remember walking into the TMO office at my tech school, and they said, "Okay, so you got your orders. Where are you going?" I'm like, "Mine." They're like, "Oh, congratulations." I'm like, "Thank you." and they said, "Are you moving? Like, you're using the Air Force to move all your stuff?" And I said, "No, I have a car. I'm just gonna pile it all in there. I don't have a lot of stuff, and then I'm gonna drive up." And they said, "Cool. You don't need us." And I went, "All right, cool." And that made just
Uh,
nothing work.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
my brother, what he got stationed. We went to tech school at the same time. He got stationed up in Alaska, so his was a bit more involved. And they said, "We can help you,"
Mm.
but this guy, no, he's doing everything himself. He's fine,
Yeah.
which I think is not the right process.
Definitely not. No. We've was your well, we've had a lot of tech schoolers come in, and TMO at their tech school was like, can't help you. Or you missed our brief, so
Yeah,
they'll fill it out. They'll sort it out at your next base, which
yeah, your
we're
gaining base will take care of you.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's frustrating because
It's
they don't know
fucked up.
about, if you're driving yourself, you get the weight tickets that you have to do, what
I
you're
never got a weight
authorized
ticket.
to.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's a
There's
lot.
like, roughly how much did you bring? And I was like, my life. And they're like, all right, cool.
Jeez. Yeah.
Um, what is some of the emotional side of PCSing? Even just enlisting in general. Like saying goodbye to friends and family or those connections that you made at your base. Um, what has that what has that been like?
For me, I'd say it was pretty difficult. I had been there for a long period of time, so just leaving those friendships that you've made there, um, and just that's actually where I also met my husband. So, but no, I'm just saying in general, like with coworkers
Hmm.
and friends that are even that don't work with you, it's you make friendships along the way, and just having to say that goodbye is so hard. It was the hardest, I think, thing. When it didn't come to realization for me of like leaving was until I had that like going away. And I
Yeah,
was like, wow, this is actually really
then it
hard. Because I
hits
didn't
you.
want to believe it. I didn't want to believe it. Like, no, I'm still here. I'm still here. It's not real. And then once you get to that going away, it's like, wow, like I'm really going and leaving my it kind of almost makes you feel like
Hmm.
restarting your whole entire just going to another race and kind of now having to make new relationships or just be the new face and everything. So
But
it's
it's that adaptability.
yes,
Being able to the Air Force tells you, okay,
right.
loved having you here at this base.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to go to another one. It's having that adaptability to um, say, all right, yep, this is where the Air Force has taken me, and I know that when I get to my new base, I'm gonna I'm gonna find my people again. I'm gonna get new friends, new family,
Mm-hmm.
and get comfortable in that environment now as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that separation is hard, obviously. I had a going away as well before I left for BMT, and I had all of my family there, but the day after, like the morning I was supposed to ship out to go to MEPS, um, all my like close friends they had slept over, and when we finally said goodbye, it was just like a lot of tears, of course, but then like going to BMT and then tech school and then your first duty station, it's like that adjustment, of course. For a while, for me, like I would say at least a year and a half, maybe even 2 years, maybe recently, like last up to the last 2 months ago, I had a deep like feeling of regret. And it was every day for me. It was like, oh, I should have stayed back in Detroit, gone to college. I miss my friends, my family. But I think now recently I've reached like a heavy feeling of gratitude. Like I'm just grateful for everything that I have. And I just think about how like I wouldn't have certain things if it wasn't for the military. So, I just kind of recently got into that state of mind though. But yeah, that separation from like your friends and family is super difficult. I feel like that's of course, one of the hardest parts
Hmm.
about, PCSing or, transitioning from one place to another.
And do you think that uh, moving and having to say goodbye and I guess restarting at your new base builds you as a person? It instills that growth in you. Um,
100%.
yeah, because staying stagnant in one place for too long
Mhm.
doesn't it doesn't build you as a person. Um, what are some of your experiences going from one place to another and making new professional connections and that growth? Um, yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear some of your experiences going from one base to another and building yourself more professionally. You get that new perspective.
Mhm.
Like, oh, we did things this way at this base, but oh, this the way you do it here is better. That kind of thing, you know.
I don't have like a specific example, like scenario, but I do know that I can say for sure in full confidence that I've grown a lot from when I first joined. I mean, I know it's been almost 3 years. I hit my 3 years in July, but um
Next one.
I've yes. I'll be halfway through my contract. I've definitely grown a lot. Like I joined when I was basically a baby. Like I was 17 years old. Now I'm almost 21 and it's just like I can definitely see the personal growth like myself. And I know a lot of other people who I talk to like my family, my friends or even previous mentors, they've told me like they see that growth in me. So
Hmm.
that's all I have for that question.
For me, I would say coming out of that my last base, I was a year staff sergeant, but then coming to this base, I now was the NCOIC of a section. So
Hmm.
that growth of and challenge of being having to like learn everything that I have and try to be the best I can in my section um and to better my people that I am in charge of and help them and become hopefully a mentor. But that challenge of growth of just being in that position is has I feel like is what developed me being in that role.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. We discussed about the different type of commands, things change. With PCS in between, different duty stations, you get used to your old, set of friends, how things are done, how things are ran. So you can take that old mentors, you can just take that, either apply it to your next duty station or, use that internal, uh, I guess, diversity to see, what's different, what can I improve, or uh, this needs to change, this doesn't need to change. But I think people grow, I mean, every day. Um, but yeah.
Is there anything I saw that you circled a couple of things? Is there anything you explicitly wanna hit? Um, any experiences you want to share? Like maybe I know for me, uh, moving as an A1C, and doing it myself, traveling up and getting hotels and gas and everything like that. The financial side was a bit daunting for me. Um, and being able to know that there's reimbursement coming was very nice. But it was still it was a bit stressful for me knowing like, okay, well, I need to plan everything out. Here's where I'm stopping. I The Air Force has the rules of how many miles you can drive in a day and how long. So I was like, okay, and let me plan this out and find everywhere I need to stop so I can make it to my base within these 5 travel days. Um, but there's like any experiences that you guys would like to share or any questions you guys would have. I mean, we have the expert here.
Yeah. So speaking about the reimbursement, if you're gonna do a PPM, or as a
Hmm.
personally procured move, everybody has the option to get at least 60% of their estimated weight up front. Um, so let's say, you said you're gonna move 2,000 pounds, right, to your next duty station. The government's gonna say, okay, I'll give you $4,000 to move that 2,000 pounds because that's what I would have paid to get you there. You can get 60% of that up front to help you uh pay for the U-Haul, pay for the packing material, pay for the weighing fees, anything. All right. The only thing with that is you have to be extremely accurate with your weight. Because let's say you overshoot and you get that advance payment, Air Force coming to get their money back, right?
Absolutely.
Um, so yeah, that's one of my biggest tips. If you're gonna get the advance, I would just highly recommend you be accurate um, with your estimated weight that you're gonna be moving. POVs don't count too. A lot of people have been coming in saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna move my car, and my weight of my car counts." Right? It doesn't. It doesn't.
No, I
No, it
can't. I
doesn't.
can't claim like 3 tons on.
Absolutely not.
Be insane.
What are some challenges I'd say with moving your pet? Um, when my family was stationed overseas when we moved to the States, we had 2 dogs, and that was a struggle.
Hmm, I
We
bet.
have a very anxious dog, and he was just not having flying at all.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what are some of your experiences with moving a pet?
Ooh.
He was actually really good. I got lucky with him. I didn't have any issues. He was a good like throughout the whole entire drive. I think just the only thing was just stopping pretty often just to make sure that we let him out, do his business. Um, but I think maybe just like if we needed to, we did book a couple hotels on the way.
Mhm.
So I guess the only challenge that I could say would be um, trying to look for a hotel that allowed animals to be with you
Yeah,
because not all hotels have that
that option.
yeah,
Yeah.
that option to be able to have your pet in the room with you. So just kind of making sure that we call these hotels that were planned out as far as our trip. Uh, that's the only thing I can think of that was personally me challenge.
That's good advice. I wouldn't have even thought of that. I mean, I don't have a pet, but I guess I shouldn't. Yeah. That's just I wouldn't have even thought to
About like checking the pet
the
friendly
hotel
hotels.
to see if they were pet friendly.
Yeah,
Like, just
you book it,
imagine
you already paid, and you walk in, you're like, oh yeah, by the way, I've got 3 dogs. And like, whoa, whoa.
they have to stay
Pump the
outside.
brakes here for a second.
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotta make sure. Um, and then I don't have a family, I don't have kids, but I'd like to hear your insight. How do you prepare your kids for that move? How do you keep that stability?
You're gonna
Good
lose it at some
question.
point. Um, Stable wise, I'll tell you, when we left Ramstein, we had one of our mattresses that we were gonna throw away. So
Mhm.
after our household goods got packed up, we were sleeping on the mattress. We were watching TV on this little, 32-inch monitor, and it was rough. I'll tell you. But the family was together. We were tugging along until we got into TLF. So it's just you gotta stick through it. Um, uh, yeah, we went outside a lot.
Yeah.
Go to the park. Let's take a walk. Let's go find some event. Keep busy so we're not in this empty house all alone.
Kids need that nowadays.
Absolutely.
Are there
They're
any resources or I guess some tips or tricks for moving with children? Um, keep them busy, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, as much as you can. Um, just gotta find a way to find that happy medium,
Hmm.
right? Nobody wants to be in an empty house. Um, so what we did, I mean, until we got into TLF, like I said, we were just going out to the parks, going to the indoor playground, going to the jump house, doing anything and everything to try to keep them occupied.
Mhm.
So that way they're not, you know, fighting each other in the house.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
And stay off the iPad.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um, did either of you, and this is open to you as well, um, do you know about BOP, basic preference?
Yes.
Did any of you use that?
No, well, actually, I do have a VOP.
You do?
I'll be leaving out of here.
Oh, are you still first term?
I am.
What?
Yes. First term.
She's
I've
awesome.
extended, so
Yeah, 6 years in McDill. That's a lot of extensions.
yeah.
Well, I
I
mean,
did six
Well,
years my
yeah.
in contract
Six
until
year enlisted.
oh,
yeah,
okay. Oh, 6-year contract. Okay,
yes.
gotcha.
And then I extended from there. I do know about the program though. I'm pretty familiar as relocations we always, always. Can I start?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Okay. So with BOPs, it is an option for all first-term airmen as long as they um as long as they don't have any codes against them and like the quality force is good. They can do it when they are 8 months time on station and they are reenlistment eligible.
Hmm.
So they have to be reenlistment eligible and there's no like anything codes that are holding them back. So with a BOP, it is an incentive where the Air Force will give you options. Or you tell the Air Force, hey, I want to go to this following
Hmm.
bases. It's all stateside, mind you. It does not
Yep,
option
it's
for
conus to conus, right?
yes, only
Overseas.
yeah, stateside is stateside. So you list the bases. The only caveat to a BOP, you do have to reenlist.
Hmm.
So your Air Forces can give you something, but they're also going to take something.
You're striking a deal here, you know.
Yes. So
I'd like to go to this base, and the Air Force says, okay,
We
I
need to
well,
keep
we could probably work that out, but
right,
in return,
right.
Mm-hmm.
let's have you reenlist real quick.
Mm-hmm. You have to reenlist and you only get one time to apply. So
Yep,
that's a thing that a lot of people don't know is that like
It's a one-time
it's a
chance.
one time
you're no longer first term airman if you reenlist.
Yeah.
even if you get denied for it, that's your one time use. Like you can't reapply. So a lot of people don't know that and they're like,
I didn't know
"What?
you. Yeah, if you get denied, you can't do it
Can't.
again.
That's your one chance.
If you want to withdraw it, you can't use it again. It's a one time thing. So
I did not know that. That's interesting.
keep that in mind. Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, talent marketplace then. Look for openings.
I'd say the biggest advice when it comes to BOPs is people will put just the area.
Hmm.
Like, oh, I just want to go anywhere in the state.
Yeah.
Non-specific. Yeah,
Right.
I'll get you.
The Air Force the Air Force Personnel oh my gosh, Air Force Personnel Center
Hmm.
is the people that kind of make the decision, your functionals and stuff. Their systems when they pick the assignments are only read for like bases only, not just
Not area.
area
Oh.
only. So their system, how that works is they read off of bases.
Okay.
So it's very important that they make sure they put the bases when they put on their listing rather than just the location.
This is important info, I think. I'm learning.
I would say to fill out all 8 if you
Oh,
well, you
absolutely.
obviously can, but some people do 2 or 3 and then I mean, it doesn't get like canceled or anything, but it gets sent back and it could cause like further delays, but it gets sent back and then AFPC says to just like add more bases. So I would just recommend like filling out all of them because it gives you the option anyway.
Yeah,
So you might as well just do the whole 8.
might as well put the 8 that you'd like to go to instead of the 2.
Right.
It's
Chances
more like
are higher.
chances are
More listed than
you're more likely to get one of 8 than one of
At
2.
least put some bases that you think will be tolerable, you
Yeah, that
know?
you've heard nice things
'Cause
about.
I know some people only have like 1 or 2 bases that they would prefer to go to, like everyone loves Florida, so
It's
everyone
hard
puts
to get.
That's why, because everyone wants to go there. It's always Florida. What's some
McDill are the
other
biggest one. McDill,
Yep.
Tyndall.
There's
Eglin is a good one too.
it's always Florida. I think Cali is like a popular base too,
Travis.
maybe.
Travis,
Yeah.
Vandenberg.
Brandon.
Mhm.
Vandenberg's a good one. I've heard great things about Vandenberg.
Oh, wow.
I'd like to go to Colorado.
Really?
Peterson Space Force Base. Um, went there for a TDY and just that base is so awesome. Beautiful area.
I've heard great things about Colorado. My brother's been, I think he got married there.
It's
Said
so
it was
nice.
beautiful.
I went to In and Out for the first time when I was there.
Trash.
Uh, it's a burger place, It's not as special as I was made out to believe, which is gonna get a lot of hate.
Not
It's my
good.
bad. But yeah, Peterson, just wonderful area. Hiking, you get all 4 seasons. I thought the mission looked pretty cool. It's KC-135s over there, I believe. The tankers.
Mhm.
I love the heavies. I love the big planes. Love the B-52.
Mhm.
Big, gets the job done. Old,
Mhm.
just crazy jet.
Mhm.
Does anyone have anything that a story they'd like to share or a topic they'd like to hit?
Mm. I will say, right now we are currently in peak season for
Mhm.
PCSing. Our
That's
peak
true.
season usually ranges from May to September. So the people who are trying to get their household goods booked by a government move within that time frame, things can, you know, fluctuate a lot. Dates, you might not get your desired dates. So we always encourage PPM as the alternative way to move your household goods, um, just to have in your back pocket
Mhm.
if we can't get a government agent out there on time or by your desired pickup date. Um, or power of attorney. A lot of people don't know. If you have to be out and you have to get to your next duty station by this day, you can have a power of attorney take care of your household goods while you're out.
It's like a spouse, family member, that kind of stuff.
Spouse, yeah. Most of the times it's spouses,
Yeah.
um, but it could be a friend for sure, depending on what the situation is. Um, that and then I did want to bring up the pets as well because you did bring up pets. Pets during PCS always throw a wrench, all right?
Oh
Especially
yeah.
if you're PCS and overseas. Um, because for PCS and overseas, our first option to fly you out to your next duty station is going to be a rotator. All right,
Mhm.
so it's going to be channel airlift, that rendezvous, plane that just goes from port to port, port to port.
Yep.
So that's our first option to get you out. If there is no pet availability on there, we can't rebook you. Um, so the government does get reimbursed or what does reimburse you for pet travel.
Mhm.
There's a certain amount if you're PCS and overseas and or stateside. Um, but ultimately, if we can't get your pet on that rotator, then the pet travel is going to be up to the member
Yep.
at that point and get reimbursed up to a certain amount. A lot of people don't know if you're PCS in stateside or if you're getting a commercial flight, from Minot to wherever, and you have a pet, you have to call the airline to make sure that they can
Support that.
support that pet.
Mm.
If they can't, then it's on the member to call around um, the airlines, be like, hey, can you support? And then get back with Sato. Say, hey, I have a pet. This airline can support on this day, this time. Can you book me for that one? And then Sato would do their thing and try to get that ticketed.
I'd say you're given travel days, use them.
Mhm.
Um, explore. Uh, wanna I visited my grandparents for a day when I was coming up here. They're from Michigan, so took a like quick little pit stop and just visited my grandparents. Use those travel days; they're given to you. Um, don't don't just blaze through the trip in one day. You're given a little bit of a break. Enjoy it. See some national parks.
Mhm.
Enjoy a scenic drive, or a flight. Just have a nice long layover somewhere. I don't know, but just enjoy it
Yes.
before you have to jump in headfirst to your new base and your new office and everything dynamic wise with that.
Absolutely.
I would say, I I hate to keep talking about BMT in tech school, but this is the only experience that I have. I would say save your money when you get from BMT, like, because it's building up. I, I think I used it right away, like, right after. I was like, "Oh, I'm rich," because I've
Got this
never
sudden influx of money.
Yes, I've never had that much money before, so I was like, "Oh, $1,800, I'm gonna just buy anything." So, I'll say save that, and also, like, I think for a while, um when I first got to Minot, I was saving up for my car for like the first year, so I walked everywhere on base. But after I bought my car, I was like, what else do I have to save up for? Mind you, I was in the dorms, like, I need a place to stay because I can't stay in the dorms forever. So I know that's like common sense, but it didn't occur to me to be like, I should start saving for an apartment,
Hmm.
No, I was like, okay, I got my car. I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna spend, spend, spend.
Mm.
And then the time came where I
You've
had
been
to move.
released from the dorms.
Yes, because an influx of airmen were coming in, and I had to go within like the next 2 or 3 months. And I was like, oh, I don't have any money saved. So save your money.
Yeah.
Um, for anything really. It doesn't even have to be for anything, but save your money for sure. Like I haven't always been the best with um anything dealing with finances. I do have my older brother though, who's like he's a very good role model. He's been very helpful with, you know, helping me build my credit, anything dealing with finances. So if I didn't have him, I'd probably be like just making terrible decisions. So just I don't know, try to get financial help if you can for any of those new airmen, who need it or anybody that needs it. Don't have to be new, but it is a struggle, especially in like somewhere like mine now where there's not much to do. And for me, like I'm a homebody, so I wasn't doing much and I was spending all my money towards like food
Mm.
and shopping, Amazon, Shein, whatever. Can I say those?
Uh,
Is that
we'll
advertising?
probably cut
We're
it
gonna
out.
cut
We
it.
can
I'm
cut
sorry.
cut from food and shopping.
Yes, thank you. Sorry. I was just yapping. But yes, I was just spending my money on a lot of things that
Superfluous things, you know.
yes, that I didn't have to because we have the defect, so I did not need to be buying food as much as I was.
DVAC's actually pretty good here.
Not
It's pretty
bad.
good.
It is not bad.
I had a taco bar, I think, this week.
They have a lot
That
of good
hit.
things like
That was good. Got some
they're
nice chicken
good.
and rice. Oh man.
I'm not like hard to impress when it comes to food, but their defect is good.
I usually get their breakfast omelets.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
I'll stop by there.
I
they
don't think
have
I
good
actually
breakfast.
have
They're
ever gone
good.
to DVAC for breakfast. Have you, Zoe?
You
No.
have to. I didn't go for like I think 2 years straight, and then I finally went because someone was like, "You have to try the omelets." I tried it. It was actually pretty good. Like,
They got smoothies in there,
mm-hmm.
There we go.
Gatorades.
All
See,
right.
that's the thing about
Monday
mine
morning,
now.
Selka, you
They
and I.
try.
I'll meet you outside your dorm.
Yeah, mine not really
I
try.
say, speaking on a financial,
Yes.
when it comes to PCSing, I think the biggest thing is to not make any major purchases.
Mhm.
Making purchases in a house because anything can happen throughout your by the time you get that notice, you could be on a stop movement where there's a possible tropical storm in that location and that
Mhm.
isn't your stop movement, so we can't let you leave.
Mhm.
Or if you have left, we have to like reach out to you because as an MPF in the relocations, we are still your you are still
Like
assigned to us still until you in process with that next
Yep.
base.
Mhm.
So you're still accountable to us, or we're accountable. Wait, I'm trying to say the word.
They're accountable.
We're
Uh,
responsible of
For
yeah.
account for
them, yeah, we're
them.
still responsible for where they're at. That's why we have emergency contact in case anything happens. So when it comes to financial decisions, them making sure that they don't make any major purchases because anything could happen, something that might disqualify them to be able to go. And now you made this big decision
Mhm.
that now might put you in a debt, and
Yeah.
we of course don't want that to happen. So we always try to like in our initial assignment briefings that we give, we try to reiterate that just because anything can happen, you never know. So
Yeah.
government shutdown.
Mhm.
Check your LESs.
Yeah. Always check your
When
LES.
I got here, I think I wasn't in a horrible situation. Like I think for some reason I incurred like a $300 debt from like PCSing from tech school. I don't know why, but if I didn't check my LES, I probably would have started building up. I don't
Mhm.
know how that works, but so I'll say that too. Like check them every month. The leadership in the Air Force is always kind of like adamant on people checking their LESs anyway, but sometimes
It's a good way to stay informed.
yes. Check your money.
All right. For the TMO side, last little tidbit. So if you're PCSing, you want to act immediately, right? As soon as you get those orders, either give us a call, send us an email.
I'd like to thank everyone for being here today. I've learned a lot. about BOP and some of the PCS process. Um, Thank you all for joining. I think we had a great conversation, and thank you to all our viewers out there watching. We had a great episode today, and we'd like you to join us for our next.